What's up YouTube? Dave here, Studio Motors. Today we have the Lambo Urus. Super controversial car. A lot of people love it. A lot of people have hated on it so much. Now I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong for hating this car. And the reason I wanted to make this video specifically on this car is because how many SUVs out there can actually wear a color this vibrant, this type of green? It's not even a neon green. It's not the new like lime-ish stuff that Aston's doing with their greens. It is like a grass green. It's pretty plain color, but this car makes it look phenomenal. A lot of people say this car shouldn't have existed. It's not a real Lamborghini. It's a shared platform with Audi. Well, so was the Gallardo, so was the Huracan. And those cars made Lamborghini so much money so they could keep making the really cool cars. The Perfs, the freaking SVJs, all these things exist because the company's healthy and it keeps producing this product. Unfortunately, Lamborghini's not in the business of making really high, intense horsepower figure, $500,000 to $3 million cars that very few people buy and that cost them a world of research and development. No, Lamborghini is a business in the business of making cars to make money. So if you want those really cool cars with those crazy figures that you could sit around and geek out with your friends about, then we have to have cars like these. And since SUVs are dominating, we eventually had to have a Lamborghini SUV. So if I had to live in a world with or without one, it's definitely a world that has a freaking bright green Lamborghini Urus in it. What SUV can you have with almost a lime green, a grass green interior, including steering wheel, armrest, seats? It's all over the door. How many SUVs could actually pull this off? How many SUVs can you have a lime green leather that matches the exterior color? There's not many that could wear colors like this. And people still complain that Lamborghini made an SUV. I didn't see lime green leather in anybody's cars before Lambo started making SUVs. They broke some ground with this car. Ferrari's working on an SUV right now, and that's happening practically because Lambo dropped an SUV. And people have hated on this thing so much. The gatekeepers from hell, as much as they are in love with cars and it's all about cars, soon as a manufacturer does something that they don't approve of, oh man, does the enthusiast community make themselves heard or what? It's not a real Lamborghini. It doesn't have a V10. It doesn't have a V12. It's just a twin turbo added. It is. But guess what? If Lamborghini didn't make those moves and join the VW group and share platforms, share some engines, they probably wouldn't be around right now. Tons of people talking about, well, the RS Q8 for this much less is basically a Lamborghini Urus. How's that a bad thing? For about 80 grand to 100 grand less, you could buy an Audi that puts out very similar power figures to this, that has the same engine as this, that has a lot of the features as this. And if you don't want to drop $250,000 on a car, you could start at 120 and go up to about 150. So for $150 to get something that doesn't look as extreme as this, but drives and handles like it, is a great option on the market. Makes Audi money, makes Lambo money, everybody's happy. Majority of the people talking about these cars and saying it's not real this, it's not real that, they're not even the buyers of these cars. The hardcore enthusiasts are typically not the buyers of Uruses, unless they have a couple of other, exotics. I have some clientele that have their hardcore sports cars, but guess what? This is their weekend car. This is what they put the family in. They got their kids in it, and it's such a cool drive. It's really smooth, really handles well, and you cannot tell you're on 23s. It hides 23s on thin pieces of rubber. It's almost like, you know, you're in a very, very super comfortable car and you're chilling. When you put it in track mode, the thing comes to life. The shifts are aggressive. The suspension is stiffer. The response is fantastic. Some of the turbo lag even goes away, or is hidden, concealed. And they did such a good job balancing this car out. And it's selling like hotcakes, one of the most desired cars in the United States right now. Dealers can't keep them in inventory, and that is a testament that Lamborghini got this right. The car is right, and it's not right just because people are buying it. It's right because I could drive a 641 horsepower SUV with 626 pound-feet of torque with my kids in the back very comfortably on 23-inch wheels, and it's a Lamborghini and it handles like an SUV that came out of Lamborghini. It's got all those characteristics. Why wouldn't we want to have a car like this? There's not many cars that give you this experience. You get in, foot on the brake, you lift the safety cover, engine start. It's so dope. Flick the cover back down, and you're ready to go. You go into first with your paddles. So pull a paddle and you're in first. Very authentic, sporty, exotic-y vibe. Everything's very user-friendly. Tons of features, options, very exotic looking features, steering wheel straight out of a sports car, flat bottom, fire bro, fire. It's got all the things that make it feel exotic. For like your everyday car, it's such a dope car. I have no gripes at all with the Lamborghini Urus. Whoever thought the Lamborghini Urus is not a real SUV or we didn't need a Lamborghini Urus, you're so wrong. It's such a perfect, great Lamborghini SUV. And I'm sure it's gonna get better from here. Right, Lamborghini? It's gonna get better from here. Press all the buttons, like, subscribe, share, send it to your grandma. Love you guys. Studio Motors, Dave, we're out.